It was very important for MIOD to play its role as agent of change and have seasoned leaders from both public and private sector to share ideas on climate change impacting on food security.
I would like to highlight that it's mandatory in the UK now, according to the Agriculture Act 2020, to have a report on food security every 2 years. It's important because the data is analyzed, and one of the key findings is like climate change is a key factor impacting on food security nowadays.
What do we want to define as food security? What do we want to define as self-sufficiency? What do we want to define as import substitution?
In the world, more than 1/3 of the food is wasted, and if it was a country, it would be the third country which emits the most of greenhouse gas emission after China and America, so it's of course a huge issue.
And there is a perception out there that we import a lot of fresh produce. The reality is that's not the case. So we are actually self-sufficient in fresh produce, and there are only a couple of things that we actually import, and we import them because we can't produce them at that point in the year. So when we talk about self-sufficiency, we're talking about food in its broader definition. So we're not just limiting it to fresh produce. We're talking about canned products, transformed products, processed, and everything else. And that's where it becomes more tricky, because we know that we can't compete with some of the larger producing markets in terms of cost. So we have to be realistic about then what do we define as food security.
I think today we've covered, and our panelists rightly showed, but food security for some is like having food for everyone, but not just having food, but nutritious food. So we have to look at the root, which is like sustainable agriculture. Any disruption in the supply chain will impact on Mauritius.
So for me, it means identifying a set of products that we can produce here that we're going to protect as a result of that, because we feel it's important that we continue producing it at a particular scale. And then the rest of what we need to have diversified sources from where we source those from.
The way forward is both seasoned leaders from private sector and the public sector sit together and align on the definition of food security.
MIOD has been driving in the conversation about ESG. What is the plan for this year with regards to ESG?
We are very proud today. We've gone one step further in our ESG journey. So we've launched the e-membership card, and we have another project again coming up with automation project. All these would help us reduce our carbon footprint, which is in line with Mauritius' commitment
And your own ESG conversation.
And our own ESG conversation, and for the image of MIOD to send, the right signal to the society.
And do you have anything planned for this year with regards to
Well, the next
ESG?
event is about ESG and technology. So how do you maintain the right balance between an ESG ecosystem using technology? So that's
Can we get a date from you?
It's the 23rd February this year. So stay tuned.
Fantastic. Thanks very much for having us.